Hey, how you doing? This is Pastor Purple. I am recording this video because I'm actually quite devastated and very sad and very upset. I know I'm smiling, but that's my usual sparkly joy, which is kind of, to be honest, not feeling so sparkly. So here's how the week went. The week went that a colleague that I admire, she's a young person, she's a pastor out in America, shared a story of sexual abuse and how she had been mistreated by and abused by a colleague, and how that colleague had been protected and her not believed. And subsequently, when she posted that, and shout out to her completely for doing that, the messages and content on her page, you know, there was messages of support, messages of shock and horror, and people saying, hey, this shouldn't happen. But equally, there were lots of people who decided to pull the Christian card, I guess, and really just, I don't know if I've got words for what they tried to achieve with that message. But during that time, I read and followed along with her story. I didn't really have any words to encourage her because me too. You know, what am I supposed to say to that? I couldn't find my own voice to say to her. I'd been there. I didn't report it because I was shocked, and I fought back and said it wouldn't happen again. So, but me too. And I couldn't really work out what to do. So I kind of followed along and chipped in here or there, but didn't really say very much because all the good things had been said. And those people who were saying bad things were already being taken to task, and I couldn't find a reason for my voice to be added to that. So I let it stand. And then she racked up, currently it stands at 84 people who have shared with her their experience of abuse and how that has been in the church. On the backdrop of that, I have been dealing with being British in the European Union. It's a wonderful joy to be British in the European Union. I enjoy being European. I enjoy being British. I enjoy being from Caribbean descent and being from the diaspora. Those things at a lot of times have a lot of conflict. And recently with Brexit, we have endured, as people of the diaspora, as people of British origin, not English origin, we have endured a lot of hate and commentary, a lot of selfishness from others, a lot of comments about other people, European people, and living in Europe, that's really hard because your voice is silenced because you are British, and British people voted for the crap that is Brexit. So with this election coming up, there was an opportunity for British people to do the thing, like stand together and do the thing. And I woke up this morning and found out that not only did they not do the thing, but that Boris Johnson won an overwhelming majority. He took seats in places he had no business taking seats. And it was a damning message. You know, his campaign was built on lies. 90% of his advertising was a lie. The opposition of all colours didn't have lies in their campaigns when they were fact checked. They didn't have lies, but his campaign did. His party had to take down false advertising websites. His party got called out on racism, Islamophobia, anti-Semitism, all of these things, and he never once apologised, backtracked. He is sexist beyond all belief. He is, you know, there are not enough words. So I sat this morning absolutely devastated. I cannot tell you, I had tears in my eyes. I was really, and I'm still battling with it now. It's really shaken me, and I'm battling with it. Because it hurts that the place you grew up, the place that you were born, the ideals that you've heard put forward of one nation, diversity, inclusion, the idea of the NHS, the idea of education for all, the idea of access to education, to university access, things that I benefited from, things that I'm proud to say that I benefited from, because this is something that foundationally I thought the country believed in, knowing full well is set on the backdrop of colonialisation, Windrush, racism, immigration issues, policies that are horrible, knowing all of that, but knowing that there is also positive that has come from that. I woke up as if Trump had been made president, and I didn't even get Obama. Like, it just hurts. Like, it hurts in my soul to think that a place that is my home, I grew up in central London, I love my home, I love being back there and seeing the diversity and the friends and the blessings that I've benefited from. I love the education I received. I'm a former teacher. I worked in the education system. I benefit from that. I have family members who work in the NHS. A place that I thought had values of inclusion, diversity, education for all, healthcare for all, housing for all, nothing. And so I'm kind of devastated. And I don't know what to do, because I'm a pastor, and tomorrow morning I've got to go into a congregation and lead communion, a time when we come at the foot of Jesus and we lay it all there and say, thank you, God, that you've come to set right this crazy world. And this world just got crazier. Add to that, I went on to I went onto a Christian forum, and Christians were saying the same things that they said about Trump. You know, let's be happy, Trump, Boris is in, and we're going to have this wonderful time now because Christian values, from a man who has not I'm not supposed to be judgmental, so I'm going to try not to be. But he doesn't claim his own kids. He's living with somebody. He's Islamophobic, did I mention that? Racist, he's sexist, he made comments about humans that you shouldn't make, and somehow that's a return to Christian values. Boggled. So tomorrow I have to lead communion. What am I supposed to do? I've got to actually get up and stand in front of a congregation, being a British woman, going into a Dutch congregation, and lead communion and talk about the hope of Jesus when I feel utterly hopeless. Because my country, my home, decided to vote for, overwhelmingly, Brexit, and to end and to exit from the European Union. Because those people, we don't want them. I'm hurting. Well, that was my thought. Have a great day. I don't know what to say. Bye.